Table Talk, everybody. The show where we talk about your topics using the hashtag Table Talk or the subreddit r/SourceFed.
All right.
My name is Lee Newton.
I am Joe Beretta.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza.
God, I wanted that to be glitter so badly. I wanted it
What if it was?
Well, the
bad.
gross part is
so
that the
bad.
editors can put anything.
Oh,
It could be
no.
anything.
Drew flipped us up. Oh, and left. Oh, Drew. Hey.
Hi.
Drew's done. Dun, 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 dun.
God,
We gave-
Drew is done.
They gave me a task. All right, I'm jumping in, kids.
Jump in, kids.
A lot of comments in here today. Mute Minstrel on the Reddit says, any fights you've been in? For example, when I was 3 or 4, I had my one and only fist fight
Oh, God.
with my cousin over whose dick was bigger.
Who won?
I believe the phrase, no, yours is white and skinny, was bandied around a bit.
Bend it around a
Now,
bit.
your dick is white and skinny. No, bro. Your dick is white and skinny.
And then fist fight at 3 years old. In diapers, maybe? Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, but your dick is whiter.
It's little kids fighting
Little
about
kids
that.
fighting about dick size.
Yeah,
God,
I know
it
it's
starts at such a
wider.
young age.
I only got in one fight. It was in 6th grade.
How'd you do?
Oh, I mean, in the long run, I probably lost.
Oh, in the long run, why in the short run? What happened
I lost in the short run, too. It wasn't a really, it was a fight, but it wasn't a fight. My friend Matt was being picked on by Jason and Shane. Shane
Jason
Abbott.
Shane.
I remember that guy.
Fucking Shane Abbott.
And Shane Abbott was like the big, dumb guy.
Yeah.
But his friend was like the loud guy, smaller guy that always liked to fight.
Oh,
So
shit.
they were,
hate it.
They were picking on my friend Matt. So I went up and I was like, hey guys, just stop. And I was wearing my black dance pants because I was in dance. And
Hey guys,
Nothing
just
says-
stop.
you guys
Stop like
gotta
a black
fight. There's no
dance
point in
pants.
doing this. And then like they were in the mood to fight, so they go,
Yeah.
grab me, and then Shane grabbed me. The big guy grabbed me, punched me in the face 3 times. Hit me once, and I went, oh. He hit me again. I went, oh. And he hit me again, and I went, oh. Like every time I went back.
Wait,
he wasn't
he's
punching
like
me
a
that hard.
cartoon.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like, oh. And like the oh was intimidating. It wasn't intimidating. So then,
Wait.
after the 3rd punch, I kicked him in the nuts, and I ran.
Good.
So I was running, and then all of a sudden, I got tackled by Shane, and I was on the ground, and then he was like hitting me on top. And
Not
then my
okay.
friend Andrew, who's still my friend to this day, came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, Shane was not on top of me anymore. And then I was like, what happened?
Andrew
What happened? And I looked
stud.
over, and my friend Andrew was just on top of him.
And murdered him.
Not murdered him because we got stopped by Mr. Smith, the PE teacher,
what-
who was on
classic
duty
Smith.
at the time.
Would he have been murdered, like, to death? Like, would he have killed him?
No, I
No.
mean, we're all 6th graders that didn't know how to fight.
Nice.
Like, I got punched 3 times in the face and nothing came of it. So
Well,
That was the only fight.
that was it.
I went to school in Oxnard, so a lot of people just got straight up murdered.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Quiet on set!
This isn't a goddamn circus!
We got out of control PAs. We got motorcycles all the time doing their thing.
Trying to have a nice discussion about
We're just
fist fights.
falling apart here in the office.
Were there tensions between you and this guy? Did you know him?
No, see, that's the thing. Is sometimes
I knew
kids
him.
just want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the school where you kind of knew who everybody was. It wasn't
See?
so small that you were
But I
friends
don't
with everybody.
understand going in and trying to stop it meant 3 punches to your face. Like, what?
Sometimes people
Guys,
just, even like as
it's
6th graders,
crazy. They
people
want
just
to
want to
fight.
fight.
People want to fight. Jillian,
I want to stay away from those people.
I'm gonna give fake names. Ready?
I did-
Jillian
yeah.
Smiller.
Jillian Smiller.
Not that far off from her real name, Jillian Miller. She wanted to fight me one day. I have no idea why. Zero idea.
Wait, how old were you?
Know it was in higigh school.
Okay.
One day she just decides I'm gonna fight Lee. Have no idea why. No idea what's happening. I'm like, I don't fucking do it. Like, and then literally she's like, I'm gonna fight you on the bridge after school, gonna fight you. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to fight. I'm not a fighter.
I don't even cross
Blah,
the
blah, blah.
bridge.
Thank God for Tiffany Vasquez. She came in and wanted to fight, no matter what. She was one of those girls that just fucking loved to fight. And that day she was like, I'm your best friend, Lee. And I was like, thanks, Tiffany.
You want to fight?
And Tiffany fought my battle for me.
Did she
literally, she won. Tiffany was unreal. That girl, like literally, if she wasn't a military person now, I feel like she'd be like a UFC fighter. Like she literally was like, shkookie. Like it was like terrifying. Like one of those things that I was just like, no.
I love the taste of blood.
Taste of blood.
I was never in a fight. All right, hold on.
Until now.
Where is that coming from?
Oh, but Steve's probably gonna get in a fight.
I think Steve's killed a man before.
Oh, I know he is.
He likes to say that he's never been in a fight, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he came in with a.
warfare.
He had a human hand one day.
Hey,
Hey,
bud.
Steve.
You okay?
Did you solve those problems with words?
Yeah, that's how you do it. You don't need to use fists. Right? No violence, please. Ever. No, stop it. That's not what we're talking about here. No, I've actually never been in a fight in my life, ever. But there was this one time in grade school, which is like, I don't know, 6th grade, 5th grade probably. And
Well, then you're getting. I think you're getting West Side Story.
Right now.
Oh.
You're getting a West Side Story because all that happened was they came out and they sauntered, and then Matt's doing a snap kickball change. Okay. This is not going to end well. Mainly because it's going to be atrocious dancing.
Nobody will want to watch.
No one will want to watch this.
So the closest thing I ever got into a fight was some words were exchanged.
Oh.
And so this is 6th grade, so you can imagine the words, and Catholic school, by the way.
Oh.
And
Not bad words, just mean words.
I think you're a sinner.
I don't think you read the Bible.
Better repent, boy.
Southern Catholic school.
I think you keep your eyes closed when you receive the Eucharist.
You're absolutely correct.
All right. So, I was digging deep into the Catholic.
Yeah, you hit it hard.
So anyway, basically what happened was the 3 bullies threw crayons at me and I cried.
Oh, Dave!
I cried
Cried.
in 3rd grade when
Drew's laughing over there?
Yeah,
You're laughing about, buddy.
at the crayons.
Crayon. Usually sad. I'm just someone just
That was
threw
6th
crayons
grade.
at you.
I'm about to get sad too. In 3rd grade, a little boy named Brandon Crow in Mrs. Bosnick's class was sitting next to me, and he made me cry because he called me Joe the Negro. Now here's why I cried. Because I did not know what it meant, but I knew that it was bad. So I knew that it was bad. So I
no.
cried. And to be fair, I don't think Brandon Crow realized
What he was saying?
what he was saying. I don't think he knew the connotation of the word. And to also be fair, I also cried when Trish and Valerie called me Joe Potato. So
Oh, Joe Potato!
Wait a minute, was this a guy or a girl?
the
one that called you Joe Potato.
one that used a
Trish and Valerie
Trisha
called
and
him.
Valerie
Trisha
called
and
me Joe.
Valerie.
Oh, Trisha and Val. I thought you said his name was Trish and Valerie.
Trish and Valerie.
Who
Pretty
the
sure-
fuck is this guy?
I'm pretty sure they said
Lord Fauntleroy over here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they said JoJo Potato, and I was like, I
Oh,
can't handle
I
this.
love that was a thing. Poor JoJo with his rat tail, and he was
handle
like,
it.
"Stop,
Oh, JoJo
guys.
Potatoes.
Leave me alone."
I'm busy
Potatoes are great.
You ever been to Shakey's?
every day after
I love
school
Shakey's. Who doesn't?
making a very intricate dance to the lyrics of Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby.
No, you would not.
I don't have time for all of this. I'm not
I'm
JoJo
not
Potato.
JoJo Potato.
I have those stupid lines in the side of my
I
head.
still
Oh, you had those?
I still think
Do you have photos?
Yeah.
Do you have photos?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
Really quick before we move on, I used the power of humor to kind of get me out of fights in high
No
school.
shit, yeah.
So it was easy to kind of maneuver around by just going like, "Hey, why did the banana cross the road?" And then they'd be like, "You're an idiot," and then
you'd
walk
run,
away.
yeah.
I'd get them to ignore the
Yeah.
fact that I was not a fighter and more of a joker.
Wuss.
A wuss.
Wuss.
So for all of you kids out there that are dealing with bullies, I'd say, why don't you try to make them laugh? Because keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer.
Yeah. Also, just go to the principal and report him because that's like a really
That works,
intense
too.
thing right now.
Yeah, but in high school, in Oxnard, you'd get stabbed for ratting. So
That's such a. I don't even think you're joking, which is a
know.
totally different world that I lived in. Hey, remember that time I almost killed somebody at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
We weren't going to talk about it, but man, that's the only time I
That's
almost
the only time
really got
Joe's
in a
almost
fight.
was
got
that
in
in
a fight.
the lobby of something? or
No,
in
no,
the,
no.
At the
It was
bar
at
because
that,
Trisha.
it was at that pop chip party.
I had never been.
Oh yeah.
Joe was violent.
And Peter Gilroy too, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
never been so angry.
He'd never been so angry. And I remember being like standing in between him and being like, what am I gonna do? Like, what do I think I'm gonna do?
I was gonna murder that guy.
I know.
Twist
And
ending, I
know-
didn't.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
Well, we're not
He
going
was
to talk about it
getting
at all
close.
because you don't need to know the intricate details. Let's go to the next question.
I know it had something to do with Dennis Rodman, didn't it? All right. Go on.
Okay, from Marmar, cooking skills aside, who would win Hell's Kitchen? Who would be able to go through the psychological damage and win?
She's drunk.
Who'd be able to go through the psychological damage and win?
How'd that get in there?
It's awful.
Ah.
Ready? Okay.
I have no idea.
From Angel Roca, since everyone is complaining about Ben Affleck being the new Batman, who do you think would be a better alternative?
I'm not complaining. I think
I'm
it's
not
great.
complaining. I'm fine
I'm
with
not
it.
complaining either, but I think it would be cool if Joseph Gordon-Levitt went on
Was
to be
Robin?
Batman.
Yeah. I
No, to be
understand.
Batman.
Wait, so we can do
no.
a dance routine?
Yeah.
No. Ben is great for it because he's going to be playing this older grizzled Batman. It's going to be great. And his
I like it.
His stupid big Ben Affleck head isn't going to look dumb like it did in the Daredevil costume. It's actually going to fit this like big Batman. I think it's going to be great.
I'm also like, I'm up for anything. I'm kind of one of those like, whatever. People get mad about remakes. I'm like, to a certain extent, but I'm like, just whatever.
Yeah, but I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth from Man of Steel already, and like the fact that they're continuing it with Batman involved. Like I know they're trying to start the Justice League
are
thing.
they?
They're trying to. And I know
Well,
this
it's
is
called Dawn of Justice, so it's pretty much the
it's
start
pretty
of the
much-
Justice.
I
Come
think
on.
they're trying, but the problem is we already have such a well-established Marvel universe that's
yeah,
actually
it's like
decent.
a really good one too.
It's
Well,
really
doesn't mean
hard.
they shouldn't.
I know it's not that they shouldn't, and I really don't think that should ever be the case. I think they should try to make a Justice League movie, but I feel like
You just don't like the Superman.
I feel like the path they're on right now seems wrong to me.
cheesy.
Just
It's
because of Man of
cheesy.
Steel, it already set the
I don't think
tone
there
with
is a
Man of
path
Steel.
yet.
There is with Man of Steel, because this is the first of the Justice League kind of like origin movies, and if it's already following in the footsteps of Man of Steel, I already have like a slight bad
Well,
taste of it.
here's the thing too. Although I love Ben Affleck so much, I will say like you kind of fucked in the sense that like with Avengers, like you have Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like
That's
who
the thing, and
is
we-
the kicker. Mark
Right.
Ruffalo is such a good Hulk. Like
Right.
you have Chris Evans, who I do love.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson's a waste of time.
Well, and that's
But,
the thing. Like, I think I agree with you, Lee. I think we've got
we have these
good-
amazing powerhouses,
Yes.
and then like I don't know Superman's name.
But most importantly,
Brandon
Henry
Dude.
Cavill.
Brandon Blumman.
But you're
Oh, that poor guy.
Brandon Routh or
Oh,
whatever.
He's like, I'm the new Superman. I'm gonna have a hell of a career.
Yeah, poor guy.
Sorry.
Listen, but I understand what you're saying because with Robert Downey Jr., we have them not taking themselves too seriously. We have them kind of like having fun, but also staying.
Oh
kind of
yeah,
in the
good.
realm
But
of-
it's the DC universe. The DC universe has
I
never
know,
taken.
I know.
They've always taken themselves too seriously. So it's gonna be this darker stuff. And I'm not upset with the path yet because there is no path. It's just getting started. A lot of things could happen.
I agree, but I feel like whenever I see Ben Affleck, he's definitely acting to me. Like I've never felt Ben Affleck as natural.
No, and I understand that completely.
You know, like he always
because
seems like he's
The only
acting.
time I ever thought like, oh, that's not that bad was like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. And what's this last one he did with like the Olympic Canadian people?
Argo.
Argo. He was
Argo.
good. He was good in Argo, but I always feel like he's acting, and to see Batman as acting feels.
Yeah.
You know what?
Not good.
Yeah.
Let's say I can kind of see what you're talking about. I feel like you feel that way with Ben Affleck when he's trying to be like super happy, over the top, like
Maybe,
excited.
yeah.
But I think he does brooding pretty well. So
Yeah.
maybe Batman's a good fit for him.
We'll see. I'm staying skeptical. One more?
Okay.
All right. Natalie Perez says, "What's the sickest you've ever been?" Oh man. Are you talking about ill? Like fucking awesome?
I've been
Like,
so sick.
hell.
I had a backwards hat and 2 chains.
By the way, I don't hate.
We've heard about Heart Girl.
Oh, I know. Please say, quit tugging the strings, please.
You guys want to be
Jesus.
honestly? The
God.
sickest I've ever been was after a Chipotle.
By the way, I was gonna say something about it's sick, and I don't want to be the old man here, but like I've never been okay with like sick being cool.
Sick.
I've never
I
been
have a
okay
friend
with
that was
that.
trying to use swag this weekend. He was like,
Stop
oh,
it.
swag. I was
Stop.
like, nope.
Listen to
Nothing.
George Watsky.
Dad?
Watsky says swag is not. We just stop using swag.
Swag.
But yeah, I've never been into sick as cool. Whenever I hear
Sick.
someone say it, I always go like, come on.
Yeah, I don't think I've really ever
Hella is
uttered.
one of those two. Hella
That's
and
sick.
sick. Oh,
That's ill.
sick.
Nope.
Hella.
I've never said ill
No,
either.
I've
We
just-
grew up in the
No.
ill days.
I've just overused cool my entire life.
Yeah, or
and
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Oh,
okay,
awesome.
the sickest I've ever been. So apparently I was so anemic I needed to go to the hospital when I was a kid, and my mom, God bless my mom.
Oh, it's the bad.
I know she loved me so much, and she coddled me, and she kind of like maybe a little
Turned
too
you
much.
into the man that you are today.
Yeah, which is not much of a man at all to speak of.
I wanna
But
say good job, but-
she didn't want me to go to the hospital because she knew it would like traumatize me as a kid to go to the hospital and have like all the things
So
hooked
instead,
up.
she's letting you die.
No,
She's
but
doing home remedies.
I know.
Conjuring up the spirits.
She had the best intentions, but we had our family doctor who didn't see me for this diagnosis, and it was this new young guy at this like urgent
Was
care
he
or whatever.
sick?
Young.
And so my mom didn't really trust his diagnosis about this, because he was basically like, this kid, it needs to go to the hospital now, like yesterday. And my mom was like, hold on a second, Maverick. I don't know if I trust you.
Maverick.
And so she goes to our family doctor, and he's like, put him on some intense meds. We'll give him this stuff. Just make sure he's resting. And so that ended up being okay. But I was like super. And then when I was that anemic, I also got pneumonia.
Oof.
So I had pneumonia and I was anemic. I probably could have died.
Oh yeah.
Pneumonia
Yeah.
is a son of
It
a
was
bitch.
really bad.
Oh, and then she's like, no.
My mom's like, no, I don't want my son. He's gonna be traumatized. And like, God bless her. Like, that's awesome to think about your kid that way. But
Go to the hospital.
the point is, I survived.
Yes,
but if
thank
anything
God.
bad had
Zaragoza,
happened,
he's gonna be traumatized by death.
yeah, no, he's gonna be traumatized by being weak as fuck. I remember laying on the couch in the living room and being so weak I couldn't even really move my hands.
Really?
Like I was like, "Argh." Yeah. If you're anemic, your
Yeah,
blood is basically
yeah.
water, essentially. Well, I mean, that's.
Science.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I'm using that term very loosely.
Don't
It's not-
sweat. Don't sweat.
Yeah,
Do
it's just
not
bad.
sweat.
It's bad. And also,
God.
I wouldn't take pills, and I ate like a shithead. By the way, I couldn't swallow pills, and I ate like crap. So the only way for me to get iron in my body was through that. You know that oatmeal that's like balls? They're like little balls. My mom called it avena, but it's like it's
Oh, you mean like cream of wheat?
cream of wheat. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would give me cream of wheat, and by the way, I wouldn't eat cream of wheat unless it had a scoop of
Oatmeal.
vanilla ice cream on top.
Oatmeal, that's little balls. Here's the thing that's awful about that. Calcium nullifies iron. So your mom was literally like, okay, mijo, and give you a dollop of calcium.
I know, but it was the
to
only
put on
way.
your
It was the
iron
only
ball.
way I'd eat it.
It's crazy.
I was a picky ass kid.
I never.
You would learn a thing or two from me real quick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, like my mom too. She was one of those that like, you didn't like it? Tough.
Oh, I
go to
needed
bed
that.
hungry.
Yeah, no one did that.
You
I
go to
needed
this
bed
guy.
starving.
I needed
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's the kind of parent
That's the
you
kind
are.
of parent,
yeah,
yeah.
I needed that.
She doesn't go to bed starving. She just doesn't get up from the table until it's done.
See?
Wait, so
See?
you're shoving food down her throat?
That's not what I said. She just can sit there for a very long time.
But she's also, Hayden is also one of the most stubborn,
stubborn little.
I was
kids
stubborn,
I've
too.
ever seen in my entire life. She is so stubborn.
The good
like,
part
to
is
the good
that-
part, because it will
The
benefit
good thing
her.
about it though is that she's also smart to the point where she's like, well, this is my life, and I'm wasting my time if I'm sitting here. So she'll eventually just eat.
Oh,
it.
good. So she's a smart kid. All right, sickest you've ever been.
The thing, I've never dealt with like anything where I was super close to death, as far as I know. I've never had mono, and I've never.
I never got mono
or
either.
Anything
Never
like
got mono
that.
either.
Never had
disease.
pneumonia.
I know, man.
Nothing like that. But I did have food poisoning from a Chinese buffet once, which was the worst pain that I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And I've broken bones and been burnt and all this other stuff, but the food poisoning was the worst thing ever. Had it right before I did an improv show, and I was the host of the show. And as the host of the show, and we're doing this in front of 200 people at our college, Gonzaga. It was called Guts, Gonzaga University Theater Sports.
So guts, and you had stomach
Yeah,
poisoning.
Gonzaga University Theater Sports, and I was the host of the show. And it hit me like right after the first game. And these shows were like 3 hours long. They were really long.
Jesus.
And it started
And you
hitting me.
did it?
And it started like stinging right there, like my kidneys. And then it got intense, and then it just slowly started to crawl around my whole body to where I was down. I'm like I was on my knees, and like halfway through the show, I was like, I can't do it anymore. Finished out the show.
What?
Just
That's
kind of like,
crazy.
you know, like
What?
I can't talk. I'm sweating.
Like, wow, Joe's really
This
tired
theater
and
sports,
sweating.
Thank you guys for coming. Like I stopped really explaining games, and I was just like, they're gonna play blind date. And then I went back to
Just
my
this
room.
guy dripping wet.
Were you puking and pooping and all
No,
that
nothing.
stuff?
It was just. It
Intense
was like
pain.
it was like in Hellraiser when the chains come out of the darkness
Oh,
and
man.
grab into the skin and just pull apart. That's what it felt like. I felt like 300 Hellraiser chains were in my body, just ripping me from the inside out.
I don't know if that's stomach poisoning.
And
It
was
is.
food,
Really?
it was
yeah,
food
it's just
poisoning.
probably like in a different.
And
He
then,
uses it in a different way.
Damn.
Yeah, I just
I've
went
never
back
heard
to my
that.
dorm when my dad was visiting that weekend, so he was there, and so there was that like feeling of comfort. Like
Yeah,
I
like a
should have went to the
family, yeah.
hospital. I didn't. I just was in the fetal position in the
Jesus.
bathroom for like 6 hours, and then out of nowhere, I mean, I'm sweating and just dying. Out of nowhere, just like
You're better.
I was done.
That's it.
I was
Yeah.
like, boom.
It
And was
literally
over.
is.
I was like, I'm gonna go to bed now. And I went to
Yeah.
bed.
Maybe you were abducted by aliens.
Oh, what if
No,
you
that's
were?
not what it was because I remember everything, and it was
goodness.
one of the most miserable moments.
I just
It's
feel
the
like
worst.
I was trying to keep a show going for like 200
that's
people.
crazy, man.
That is
I
insane.
couldn't do that.
No, I
when I
could
have
never.
a little bit of a tummy ache, I go home.
You go home. Yeah, you do
Oh,
go
my
home.
tummy! Oh, you know what? I was notorious when I worked at Sony for overeating and going, I'm so full, I'm gonna go home.
I want
Wait,
that
would
life.
you
Oh,
would
yeah.
actually go and be okay with it?
Why
I'm
not?
like way too full.
We had
I wanna
sick
go
days.
Home. I want to go home. I'm way too full.
Yeah, we used to get to a point where like you would have like a 4-hour threshold at work, and by then it was already a full day
Yeah.
of work. So I was like, fuck it, go home.
Oh,
I'm too
no.
full.
That's
Too
called
full.
That's called taking care of yourself
Yourself.
and taking advantage of the perks
Yes,
of your job.
100%.
Yeah, well, you know, I
No,
worked
food
there for 5
poisoning is
years,
the
so-
worst. 100%. That was the worst I've ever like. Whatever any other health site, it's that. It's food poisoning.
That's why I don't go to buffets.
Chipotle, it killed me. It murdered me. Me and my mother had it, and it was like two different things. Like it was a really good bonding moment actually. But like we were just sitting there laying, and then at one point we were both moaning on the couch. Like we were both going.
I know it, man.
And my dad comes and he's like, "How is this helping?" And we're like, "It is."
It kind of, yeah,
It
it's
does.
releasing
We're
some
like,
kind of tension, yeah.
We were
By
both
the
just
way,
like,
Joe, I know you've got a fear, or not a fear, but I know you don't like buffets. But I gotta tell you something, man. I'm a little bit of an emetophobic, and I don't like puking or watching people puke or feeling like I'm gonna puke. So I am very careful about where I eat and what I eat.
But you love buffets.
But I've never gotten sick from a buffet.
No,
ever.
neither have I. I've
Ever.
never
It's not
gotten sick
even
from a
the
buffet.
sickness is what started it, but then like it steamrolled into me realizing that it's just piles and piles of food that just fucking sits there all day where people touch it and then they pile more
Joe's
shit
done.
on it.
He's
I-
Yeah,
done.
but if you go to a good buffet, they
Nope,
switch
he's
out
done.
the food.
Don't give a
He's
shit.
done.
They
It's
switch
a bunch
it out
of
constantly.
lukewarm food just sitting under heat lamps all day, and
He's done.
What's Drew doing over
it doesn't
here?
appeal to me.
I'm pro buffet.
Me too.
Yeah,
very
I'm pro buffet.
Let's go to Golden Corral.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah! And by the way, there's a Chinese buffet here.
Right there!
And I
Let's
haven't
go!
gone. You want to
Let's
go?
go!
Let's go, Lee.
All right.
Joe's not invited.
You're
not
gonna be
fighting.
on the commentary couch later.
No, are you kidding? Stu's gonna get full and go home.
I gotta go home. I'm full. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching the Table Talk, guys. And don't forget, if you want to submit topics for the Bull, you can use the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter or go to our Reddit subreddit on r/SourceFed.
Oh!
Joe's doing bowl tricks. And also like, subscribe, and click the annotations to see other things. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm a Newton.
Bowl tricks.
Joe, I am so nervous. Oh, God.